Today, I'm serving up a morbid morsel, a bite-sized curiosity plucked from the shadowy corners of history. Short, strange, and just unsettling enough to stick in your teeth. (1959). The California sun glints off chrome bumpers and martini glasses. Laughter spills from convertibles as they glide past neon motel signs and beachgoers with perfect tans. This isn't Malibu. This isn't Palm Springs. This is Bombay Beach. Nestled along the shores of the Salton Sea, this desert oasis has become the escape for the rich, the famous, the lucky. Frank Sinatra docked here. The Beach Boys surfed here. Families came for the water skiing, the cocktails, and the dreamy, sun-drenched peace. But then, the fish started dying. One morning, beachgoers awoke to find the water frothing, not with waves, but with bloated corpses of tilapia. The air turned foul, the sea turned toxic, and the glamour, it evaporated. Today, the only thing that lingers is the smell of decay and the rusted skeletons of a paradise gone horribly, horribly wrong. Bombay Beach was once called the Riviera of the West. Located on the eastern shore of California's Salton Sea, it boomed in the 1950s and early 1960s. People flocked to its glimmering shores, fishing, boating, water skiing, partying beneath the palm trees. It was modern, it was glamorous, and it was doomed from the start. Because the Salton Sea was never meant to exist. It was merely an accident. Back in 1905, an irrigation canal overflowed and flooded part of the desert, creating a massive inland lake. No natural outflow, no plan, just a shimmering mirage in the middle of nowhere. Developers didn't care. They built around it, sold the dream, and Bombay Beach became a sunny escape. But beneath the surface, something rotten was growing. Over time, the Salton Sea filled with agricultural runoff, pesticides, fertilizers, salt. The water became more saline than the Pacific Ocean. Oxygen levels dropped. Fish began to suffocate. Every summer brought massive fish die-offs, leaving beaches thick with reeking carcasses. And all those migrating birds who fed on the fish, they started dying too. The smell became unbearable. Tourism dried up. Investors left. Residents either fled or stayed to watch the slow-motion death of their town. By the 1980s, Bombay Beach was abandoned by the state, left to decay in the desert sun. Today, what's left is a surreal wasteland of rusted trailers, crumbling beach houses, and twisted art installations. rising from the sand like bones from a grave. And here's the eeriest part. People came back. But not the rich or famous. This time, it was artists, drifters, and apocalypse chasers. In recent years, Bombay Beach has become a bizarre mecca for weirdness. Look around the place, and your eyes will feast on some truly strange sights. Rust-covered TVs buried in the sand, desolate shrines to dead birds, a drive-in theater made entirely of junk. It's not a resort anymore. It's a gallery of decay, a monument to ecological disaster. And the smell of rotting fish, still there. Always there. Bombay Beach is what happens when we build paradise without asking if it can survive. It reminds us that glamour is fragile, and nature doesn't always play nice. What was once a dreamscape for California elites is now a haunted shoreline, echoing with gull cries and broken promises. And maybe that's why it still draws people in. Because there's something magnetic about watching beauty fall apart. Especially when it smells like death. And that, dear listeners, wraps up this Morbid Morsel. I'm your host, Thomas Gloom. And as you digest this nasty little treat, I know your hunger will once again grow. And when it does, I'll be back with more history for you to sink your teeth into. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. And to stay up to date with the morbid history happenings, follow us on Instagram at Morbid History Pod. Be on the lookout for the next full-length episode of Morbid History in 2 weeks. Until then, share this episode with some friends and maybe some enemies. And as always, stay curious.